Okay, so earlier I talked about verifying things and certifying things. So we need to speak about what does it mean to have a proof and what does it mean to verify the proof. So for this end, we're going to speak about a certifier. A certifier is an algorithm that it's going to be designed for a specific problem. And for this problem, it would have two inputs. One of them is going to be the instance, and the second thing is going to be the proof. So the idea is that we are looking on a problem, and this problem, there is the input to the problem. Think about a SAT, right? So the input is a formula, and then there's going to be, if the answer is yes, there's going to be a proof, okay? And the proof, using both the input and the proof, and here the proof, you think about it at double quote. The proof is proves that the given instant, indeed, the answer for it is yes. Then you can verify it, right? So you can verify that indeed X, the answer for X for this problem is yes. Okay, so formally, a certifier is that for every input in the language, there is a string T for which this algorithm returns yes, right? So there is for every yes instance, there is a proof that indeed the instance is in the language. And if a string is not in the language X, then the certifier would answer no for all inputs, right? There is no input of a proof. You cannot feed it a proof for which it would say yes. So for yes instant, there is a proof, a certificate that indeed the answer is yes. Otherwise, there is no such instant. Okay, this string T, which if you feed it to the certifier, it says yes, this string is called a certificate or a proof. Now, so the way to think about a certifier is that it solves a decision problem, but it solves a decision problem when you give it a hint. The hint might be huge, but given the original input and the hint, the algorithm, the certifier can solve the problem, right? And you can inherently see the problem with this approach computationally is that a certifier, you would have to run over all possible certificates if you would like to know whether an answer for a given, I only give you a string S, you want to decide if it's an X, you would have to go over all possible proofs and fed them into the certifier. So this is not inherently an efficient approach to solving a problem. Okay, of course we are not interested in just garbage certifier. So we want certifier that are efficient, that run in polynomial time, right? So it's an efficient certifier if it has the following properties as before. So the requirement is now that the running time of the certifier is polynomial in the size of the original input, size of S, right? So we don't really allow, we are not allowing certificates that are exponentially long. Okay, so this is very important. Right, so for example, if I give you a graph, and let me draw some stupid graph, and I ask you, is there an independent set of this graph of size at least 2? Right, so the answer is yes. And my proof is I would say take this vertex and take this vertex. And of course, you can immediately verify that it's correct because there is no edge between those two vertices. You just scan all the edges and you verify that no edge connect two selected vertices. Right, so the certifier just take the input is a graph with the parameter k, And the second parameter the certifier would accept would be a solution, namely an independent set, a set of vertices. And the algorithm would just know, would need to run over it and verify that the solution is correct. Okay, so